welcome to the Agent Carter After Show here on theStream.tv. What an episode. It continues to be all about Dottie. Dottie. She steals each week, each scene, and this week she stole it with a kiss. I'm one of your hosts, Germar Derron, and here, for the first time, on my left, you get a little piece of Elise Michaels.
Hello.
And the second, third co-host over here, Kyle Wallen, is always style ballin'. And we are back here to talk about what we talk about each week, which is taking over the world. Wait a minute, this is not that show at all. We're talking about the latest episode of Agent Carter. Let's get right into it with our first topic. And our first topic has to do with Thompson and Sousa. So this week, the internet was all abuzz because we thought it was pretty obvious that she was going to end up with Sousa as an Agent Peggy Carter. But after last week, well, maybe Sousa is onto her. Maybe he'll arrest her. Maybe it'll be Thompson. Maybe he's the guy. Maybe he's coming around. He's not a feminist jerk. What do we think now? Is it going to be either of these guys? Are we wrong? Are they playing us all for fools?
I think that they are going to. I mean, I've thought Sousa was too easy of a choice from the beginning. Like, he's too sympathetic. He's the one guy that's not a total jerk. Like, I was like, that's too easy. Marvel's smarter than that. So I've not thought it's going to be Sousa for a while, but Thompson seems, that's almost like too much of a stretch. So I'm going to think it's going to be somebody that we haven't even met yet, or if we have, they're just random. They're going to surprise us. That's my guess.
Right. It's almost stuck between a rock and a hard place because Sousa has that caring attitude that Captain America had that she loved so much, and they could totally relate on that level. But then Thompson has the big brawn that Captain America had. And so Marvel's got to sneak in there somewhere with someone who has at least slight of a mix that can have both, because she can't be the peg leg for Sousa, and she can't be the heart for Thompson, because she has hidden her heart a lot already.
What? I mean, Dooley's on the outs with his wife.
Oh,
I was thinking that too. Because
a little age difference, but hey, that's okay. It's Hollywood.
We're about breaking stereotypes.
But I don't know if she would be really into that, because he already has a life established, and it wasn't really like that back then. And so far, the show has really catered to the time period and how it's been.
Fair. I like that, and maybe that is weird for that time period. I don't know what I think about this as far as those two guys. Sousa was always too obvious. I agree with you, Kyle, but at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like a reverse. Like, he's so obvious, he's too obvious, and then it is him. And you go, wait, we didn't see that coming. But then the Thompson thing, they're throwing us for a loop. I don't know if I have an answer for that, unless you have some other mind-blowing thing. We know that it's some guy that worked with Captain America. Captain America may be saved in the war. We know that from the movie. But we haven't had any tips of that, right? We know that both of these guys were in the military. They were both in some war. We don't know that either of them actually was side by side with Steve Rogers, right?
One way or the other,
Yeah, they're doing a good job with this. Otherwise, the internet would know by now. But let's move on to what I think is one of the best topics. And I want to thank Elise for really bringing this to my attention. She texted me at 3 in the morning to let me know about this. She thought it was very important. So we're going to talk about it. This guy, the psychiatrist, we'll call him Mr. Ring because I can't say his name.
Mr. Ring.
The German psychiatrist, Dr. Ivchenko. I don't know. I should stop saying whatever. That doesn't even sound German to me. I must be
German
wrong.
Lord of the Rings.
Anyway. So is he like some secret leader, lord of this whole thing, and we just didn't get that? It seems like that could be the case.
Oh, he's got to be. He's got to be under some secret hypnotizing cover, because everyone who he's hypnotizing is a person in position of power, or a person who he can manipulate to do his bidding for him. He gets the people who feel useless and underappreciated to do his dirty work for him, and he's so unsuspecting just because he's supposed to be helping these people out.
Well, in the chat room right now, Star Drew is calling it out. He says he's the head of Leviathan. He's just going right out and saying it.
He's saying that this guy is the head of Leviathan. This German guy is head of the Russian organization Leviathan.
That's what Star Drew thinks.
Well, he is working with Dottie. There's some connection there. We thought when we had our little conversation that maybe Dottie is turning on her Russian roots and joining the Germans, but I don't know. What do you think with all of this information?
Well, now that we've been talking about it more, he doesn't sound German.
And his name doesn't seem German at all.
So he must have been Russian. He was a psychiatrist working with the German scientist.
Fair.
Perhaps, maybe.
Yeah, that could be. Maybe we're wrong. Did he even say? Did he say he was German last week, or did we make that up?
For some reason, because he was in jail, we assumed
that he wasn't one of them. And then the crazy guy he was with was a German scientist. So maybe we just assumed that he was Russian.
Off.
So something else I thought about: is he a mole? Was he placed there? Like, he never was actually in prison since he's the head of Leviathan.
You could be onto something, because I mentioned last week how he killed the guy who was supposed to be building Stark's weapon, so maybe he could be actually secretly destroying people who know information that he's released to the outside world. So
Makes
he's
sense.
just placing himself in opportunities where he can, eliminate who he needs to in order to get ahead of the game.
Yeah.
I can see that. Hey, we're going to throw a little curveball this week, do something a little bit different. I think we're going to take a little commercial break right now. So we're going to be here. You guys stay there. It'll be a quick one. See you soon.
Hey, I'm Tommy Bechtold from theStream.tv, and let me tell you, when it comes to Valentine's Day, I am a total zero. My bad ideas for gifts range from stale chocolates to baby alligators. And let me tell you something about baby alligators. They become full-size alligators, and then you got a zoo problem. So I racked my brain for what would be the perfect Valentine's gift, and the answer the whole time was right under my nose. Kai Mu flowers. These things are beautiful. Give them to the person you love the most. There you go, big guy, nice shirt. Happy Valentine's Day. Make Valentine's Day Valentine's Day by clicking below.
Welcome back, guys. I hope you came back. We're still here. It was a short break, not a big deal, right? And who doesn't like Valentine's Day? Okay, I might be a little bit single, so I'm not sure if I like Valentine's Day this year.
Just a little bit single.
Just a little bit single. It's
We're
kind of like
all
being a little bit pregnant.
single.
Yeah, I'm single. Whatever. So let's go on to our next topic. And our next topic is kind of concerning, where does this show go now? Now that these guys are onto her, as in they're onto Peggy, she was in handcuffs. What's going to happen? Like, what is the next steps in this show? What do they do with this?
Who's going to break Peggy out? Because she can't be Superwoman anymore.
Right. This
So-
totally opens up the door for the whole Dottie, Leeway, Jarvis thing. Who's going to save the damsel in distress? Now that she has been the covert saving person, who's going to save her now? Who's going to jump in now that all of her... And this is exactly what Jarvis has been telling her all along. Like, she's been trying to go forward. They'll be on my side. They'll believe me. And he's been telling her, no, they won't. No, they won't. And now look at where she's
Yeah,
at.
he's 100% right.
Yeah, he's right.
I think that Dottie is going to play a part in this, because we saw her face when she got the order to kill Peggy.
Right.
She didn't seem
Thrilled.
okay with it. Yeah.
Right.
And then there's that weird mirror thing, and when she knocked Peggy out,
Yeah.
what was she gonna do with that knife? I mean, she could have killed her. We were talking about maybe she's gonna like steal her hair or do something really weird.
Really weird.
Yeah, like when she was looking in the mirror, she had a thing where she was like, I'm Peggy
On the
Carter.
previous episode.
Yes, on the previous episode. And so this time we were like, maybe she's going to take the knife and cut her hair off and just be Peggy, because maybe she idolizes her in a way that she's actually in an industry where it's okay to be, the assassin, whereas she was raised where she's just a mass cold-blooded killer.
Wow, we got a little bit off topic, not too far off topic, because we're getting into Dottie world, and Dottie
Yeah.
is the most exciting thing about this show. I think
Right.
we all agree. But if it's not, so we're saying that maybe Dottie helps her, gets her out. If not Dottie, who else? What are the other options?
I think Jarvis
it's
could
gotta be
come
Jarvis,
in.
yeah.
He's going to come in, swoop.
And what does Jarvis do? He's a butler. What is he gonna do?
He's showing himself every episode to be more and more, and not only is he good at
Right.
fighting, he likes it.
He likes it. I
He
know.
does.
He gets in there.
Yeah.
He had so much pride on his face, he just hit someone with a lunch tray and he's like, ha ha ha.
I know.
I am
She told him
Jarvis.
to block the door. He was not blocking the door. He immediately hit a dude with a bottle.
Yeah,
immediately. And
he
he
was
kind of
like-
like,
Shattered a salt shaker on his head. Yeah.
He
So, I
became the
know.
Rock.
Speaking of, in that fight scene, did you notice the Captain America?
the shield
the
toss.
shield toss?
It was cute.
Yeah.
Nice
That was a
little
nice
nod there.
little thing. I'm glad everybody saw
Yeah.
that. I will come up. I mean, I think I might have some other ideas. I don't know. She could bust herself out. Maybe she is Superwoman. But maybe like Sousa has a change of heart. Maybe something else comes up. Maybe this
Right.
weird German, Russian
Maybe he
doctor.
hypnotizes everyone,
Everyone.
because he wants to get her out to see what she knows so that he can bring her in Leviathan to power.
Yeah, you could get too cocky there.
Yeah, way cocky. Not impossible. I think do you have anything else? Any other ideas? Any theories?
I feel like it's gonna be one of
Not
those
about her
two. They're gonna be the
bringing
big
out- yeah.
players.
So you're thinking
yeah.
it's Jarvis, Dottie, that's where it's
Yeah.
gonna go?
Yeah.
Well, cool, because I want to segue right into more Dottie talk, because that's all I like talking about. No, I'm just kidding. A little bit of exaggeration. Anyway, Dottie, you brought up earlier, what is her deal? She seems like she loves Peggy. She didn't necessarily have to kiss her to knock her out, right?
Yeah,
Right.
so
That we had a
creepy,
little
so
a
weird.
little girl on girl for no reason. She could have punched her in the face. Was she gonna do something with that knife? Where does this head? She didn't seem to like the idea of killing her. I thought that was pretty obvious. So, Dottie,
Because if she wanted to kill her, she would have in that moment. I mean, she chose.
had time.
She chose a stealthy way to take her out. It was probably maybe it was convenient for her feelings. I don't know. It was convenient maybe just to get people talking about a lesbian kiss on a network show. Oh, that wouldn't happen. No way.
Right, yeah.
Right.
But she didn't kill her.
No.
She had the opportunity.
And she had time. She
Yeah.
took a lot of time.
Maybe she gets this weird power trip off of using Peggy's own weapons against her, or being like, I'm the woman in power now, because everyone sees Peggy as the woman in power. She's just like the underdog, so maybe she gets kind of some sick power trip by using like all the weapons that Peggy
I don't even know if it's
does.
sick. I get like, because she's always been like a weapon. She's always been a
Right.
soldier and a tool. And Peggy has a lot more like autonomy and agency. She can do her own thing.
Right.
She is the boss of Peggy. Maybe she values that, or she looks up to her like, that's the woman I
Like
should have been.
idolizes
Yeah.
her. Like Peggy's her
Well,
idol.
it makes sense if she's meant to be like a drone soldier, and Peggy is not a drone.
Yeah, she's
You
like
know?
the opposite of a drone.
Right, yeah.
For better or worse or whatever. One more thing tied to this. What happens now that Peggy must know that Dottie is someone else? She's coming to, she saw her, she knows what that knockout lipstick is. She knows it's her own like formula,
Yeah.
basically. So what does that happen as she's in prison, maybe, or jail, whatever, Dottie gets her out. But where's her mind at? What is Peggy
It's going to be
thinking?
really interesting if Dottie does break her out, when she's the one that shows up and Peggy's like, wait a second, what, did you just, what, are you, okay, whatever, let's go.
Yeah, right?
It's
Yeah,
gonna
but
be
then you
like-
leave
Right.
still.
It's going to be a really interesting scene if that
She's
happens.
obviously going to be on her top guard because she knows that she almost got killed by the same person, so she's not going to know what to think. Like, are you here to save me, or are you here to save me so you can kill me? And it's just going to be, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
Will be interesting. We've been speculating. We'll probably find out. We only have a couple more episodes,
Yeah.
actually 2 more exactly. But now it's that time again to take another commercial break. We're going to be sitting here. You sit there. We hope y'all come back. This is a great episode. See you in just a little bit.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
Just in case you missed it live.
Oh, just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, I'm doing something right now.
So we're all super excited.
This is dancing.
So what would that be, like a 7?
I cannot. I literally cannot. You guys have got to get it together.
Don't hate the player, don't hate the game. Hate the contract you didn't get.
He's a coward. He's a giant chicken shit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's going to be like hurricane. Whoa.
Watch out for those girls. They are gagging them.
Hold the phone,
Hold on.
bro.
The more brutal you are, the more power you have.
Right.
That was sexy, it was hot, it was heated, I was into it.
You are going to be the most high-paid hooker in the world.
Go ahead and invite your friends and everybody. Tell your mama, tell them, go ahead and turn the stove off and get up on the computer so we can get on theStream.tv.
Thank you again for joining us, and until next week, bye-bye.
Hello, we are back. Are you back? I hope so. Again, just a very quick break. And I'm sorry I didn't say this earlier. You obviously know that this is live if you're watching it now. If you're watching it tomorrow, then maybe you don't know we're live. But get in YouTube, get in those comments, chat with us. We're gonna, as a matter of fact, Kyle, you got anybody you want to talk about? Any shout outs?
I got a lot of shout outs here. Thanks for tuning in. Michael Goldkick, Star Drew already mentioned you. Thanks a lot, buddy. Delento Green, Dumar Chomp. Let's wait on some loading here.
Thanks everyone for your support.
Nice Need 5674. Thanks Martin Sevich for straightening us out with the Russian scientist. Thanks for keeping us honest, buddy. We got any other, like Twitter shout outs while this loads here?
Sure, I can do a Twitter shout out. Twitter shout out to Christy Confundo. Christy at Confundo. Is that a Harry Potter reference? Do you know?
Confundus is a Harry Potter charm. It's not confundo though.
Whatever. I didn't make it up. And then also Tanisha Kickass at Tesh63. You got anything else over there?
I also want to thank Jet City Muse for chiming in on the chat.
Cool. So if you're a fan, and I know you're a fan because you're here, you know where we're going now. We're going to your fan questions. We got some good ones this week.
Yeah.
The first fan question is from Michael Gulick, and that is at Gundam Guyver Oh, this is right to Becca Scott. Becca couldn't be here this week. But hashtag Agent Carter AS, do you think that the Leviathan School, or one like it, will feature into Black Widow's past in Age of Ultron?
The way Marvel is doing things, I think almost definitely. And that's what I love about Marvel now. The MCU is so cool, tying everything together. I really look forward to seeing that.
Okay.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the way Marvel has started connecting things, the movies are definitely finding connections along with Agent Carter. So, I mean, I definitely think it could have a really good part in her past, but will it be a key role? I'm not too sure.
We kind of talked about earlier on in our show that it's going to be interesting to see how they tie it all together because the time period is so different.
Right.
So yeah, it'd be really cool.
Yeah, I would say that, like Elise said, this won't be some key thing. It won't matter. But we saw in the Age of Ultron trailer, they do show like some ballerina stuff, which I think is Black Widow. So it lets me know that we're going to see some of Black Widow's past. And if we do, then maybe we see some of that training school kind of stuff. And all the fans of this show go, oh, I know what that is. So yeah, we'll see a little bit. Will it matter? Probably not. And on to the
That's what I was saying.
second question. Here we go. From, Movie Pilot at Movie Pilot News. Agent Carter. Ooh, who was Agent Carter truly made for? And I'll explain that to you guys out there because they actually did a whole article, or there's an article about this. Who was Agent Carter made for refers to the demographic. Like, is this for 18 to 34-year-olds? Is it for women, for kids, for comic book fans? Who do we think this show was made for?
That's a really good question.
I think it really highlights on the female Marvel comic lovers, especially like the feminist kind of group, because here we have in this day and age where women are just, you're constantly seeing in the show, she's just not getting anywhere. They're like, go take lunch orders. And this is a woman of power. And in today's society, even like women are still trying to fight for that power, still trying to be equals in the society. And it's just a really good triumphant show where finally the woman is not the damsel in distress that she's portrayed in every single other episode or show.
I guess that makes sense. I forget sometimes that I like it though, and I'm not a woman, but like I'm also like, I like seeing stuff like this. So I might be.
You're not the normal person
maybe.
or whatever. Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, of course, every show, every producer, writer, whatever, you want the biggest audience possible. So it's not like they're ever going like, we just want this niche market or whatever. But I think every Marvel fan is going to be interested, especially every fan of the current Marvel Cinematic Universe and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So that's an obvious one. I do think kind of like Buffy and all those shows.
Oh yeah,
all the girls out there who want someone to look up to, some female heroine or whatever to aspire to be or to inspire them. I think that will be a part of the market. So I would say definitely Marvel fans, and also every woman, any little girl, of course, too.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm sure they're not like limiting that or whatever.
Anyone who just loves Captain America, the Marvel piece in general, because it gives a backstory, it gives something deeper to connect with on a deeper level. In a different time period, it's just something new and interesting and fresh to watch. It's a break from the other shows that are just all similar.
And very quick, we didn't mention this, I think it was last week's episode was actually titled The Iron Ceiling, and has a really cool like play on words kind of, I guess, like the glass ceiling. It was Russia and there's iron ceiling and she's a woman and blah, 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 getting through that ceiling. So it was kind of cool. But anyway, on to our third and final fan question, unless you got something awesome over there, Kyle. And this is from I want to say Raleigh, unless that's Raleigh, at S. Raleigh. Question, are people bothered by the lack of diversity or satisfied with the excuse that black people were servants then? I'll explain this one too, because I've talked about it a little bit and no one really understood. So there's not a ton of diversity in the show. Yes, there's been black characters, Howling Commando, there's the gangster early on, I can't remember his name, but the idea that 20% of the agents aren't African Americans. And the reason is because that wouldn't have been the case in the 40s.
Right, in the time period, just how it relates.
So does that bother us, or do we say, it's okay because that's how it was back then?
I mean, that's a tough question because it's also the way it was back then. Peggy Carter wouldn't exist either.
Fair.
So they snuck her in, but it's almost like.
This show is almost like the dawn of a new era, though. She's just starting off. It's not like she had been established as in she is already an established agent. She's trying very hard to break into this role that she's playing. So it's not that we're satisfied or settled with the fact that there's not much diversity. It's just that there's a lot of diversity with the women role already in general, and it might incorporate it later on in the future to have more diversity.
So are you saying there is diversity? Like you can't...
I mean, for the time period, there is, yes, I believe so, because to have more than that is kind of breaking away from the main frame of Agent Peggy Carter. That's what the show is mainframed about.
That's fair. This is the Agent Carter show. It's not the diversity show.
Yeah.
I guess I am the black dude on the panel. I guess I'll have
I mean,
some
I
opinion.
didn't mean to make it that way.
No, I don't
I mean,
mind it at all.
you're gonna connect with it through a personal level. What's your take on it?
Well, two things. I guess I have two takes. One, I do feel like it reflects the time period fairly, and that's fine. I've never had a problem with that because if you're trying to be kind of realistic, kind of historical, I think it's okay. But at the same time, I guess my thing is stop making things from that period. If we get to the point where there's going to be a lot of things like we got this, we got Mad Men, if we have like 10, 20 shows like that, then it becomes a problem. But right now, I think we're fine. If Marvel did a thing where they're like, everything's going to be from the 40s to the 60s, then I would have to say like, hold on, Marvel, how about let's do today's stuff and let's not do that. Yeah. Any other final thoughts?
I mean, I think it would have been nice to get. I mean, the one black character in the Howling Commandos we got, I think he had 2, maybe 3 lines. He didn't get shot. He didn't die. He wasn't the first guy to die, so there's that. I guess unfortunately that's a step forward. But it would have been nice to see a bigger role, or they could have made an SSR agent a black guy. They could have done that.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna say this was a great episode. This is a great show. I think we're coming to the end. It's time to wrap this whole thing up. I do want to say make sure you tweet at us at theStreamtv. Also, you can tweet us individually at Aldea Germar. That is ALDEAGERMAR.
At Steak and Bacon. That's steak and the letter N and bacon delicious.
Or at the Kyle Wallen. That's me.
So until next week, we'll see you. Agent Carter. Hashtag Agent Carter AS. We're out.
Bye.
Bye.
For more awesome shows like this one, click that button and subscribe to theStream.tv.